This is princess with the royal family to King Rama. This is my great grandfather. This is the same, who was like the matron of the family. This was this agriculture. Yeah. Yeah. This decoration that Marcos received was very high. So now they don't even give that out anymore. And the model anywhere. I will only let because everything is handmade.
Yeah.
That's great. Square meter. Which is not expensive if you use it. When you this time you don't put it the whole wall. And you can sell here, 300 easy.
Yeah.
Oh. Why don't 9,000?
It's about 80 baht.
And that I bought that from the Philippines. So different.
Good afternoon, Sir Jerry.
Good afternoon.
Sir, for the benefit of our televiewer, can you introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Chira Sirisambhand. I'm known by the Filipino community in Thailand as Jerry.
Your mother?
My mother, I'm half Filipino. My mom is from Urdaneta, Pangasinan. Her name is Nenet Belmonte Macanas, her maiden name. And she married my dad, Mongkol Sirisambhand.
Sir, there's an interesting story about the bread pandesal that you introduced here in Thailand.
Yes, actually, my mother came here before World War II. She married my dad in the Philippines and they moved here. And she actually founded one of the oldest bakeries in Thailand, which is called Little Home Bakery. It's still in existence. We have about 15 branches now, all over Bangkok. And our bakers were from Manila, as well as a lot of our staff were from the Philippines as well.
So for that long time, so how you describe the relationship between Filipino and Thailand?
Well, I think among the ASEAN countries, the Filipinos and the Thais are the most, first of all, that look alike. And we've had cordial relations for a long time. 2 years ago, we celebrated the 60th anniversary of the diplomatic relations between Thailand and the Philippines. But historically, we go back longer than that. There have been trade from Thailand and the Philippines since before the Spaniard time, documented.
So you work with the royal family?
Actually, I'm a businessman by trade, and I was a member of Her Royal Highness Princess Kalayani Batana, who is the elder sister of the king. She has passed away 3 years ago. I was a member of her entourage. It's more social and prestigious position.
So in your capacity, how do you help Filipino community here in Thailand?
Well, I'm involved with a lot of the civic organizations, whether it be Filipino or Thai, and I try to assist whatever I can, whichever way. But the main thing that you can see from my experience with the Filipino community here is I would bring a lot of cultural exposure from the Philippines here. I brought the Philippine Philharmonic Orchestra a few years back, the Madrigal Singers, Bayanihan, and a few others. Actually, even last week, there was a group that came here, a choral group, that came here from Manila as well.
Sir, tomorrow the President will be visiting Thailand. What do you expect for the visit of the President, Aquino?
I think the cooperation, business-wise and diplomatic-wise, there should be more that could be done. Like I visit the Philippines quite often, and I brought Thai friends over as well. A lot of people were very impressed with the Philippines, but before they went, they were very pessimistic about the Philippines. Their idea and their picture is so different. But once they've been there, I think it changed their mind, I think this is what I think a good example is Thailand is now our biggest foreign currency earner is tourism. In the Philippines, it's not yet. And I think the Philippines has a lot of potential in the tourism industry, but you just have to know how to promote it. And right now, we're also, trying to bring in Filipino stuff to be imported into Thailand. And with this AFTA, the tariff is very low. Some of them is zero tariff.
Sir, forthcoming election here in Thailand, do you think relationship between the two countries will change?
No, I don't think it will change. Whatever the magulo here politically, in the diplomatic standing in Thailand is very still. It doesn't fluctuate with the government. Unless, I shouldn't even say this, like Cambodia would maybe different because that's our close neighbor and there's problems now. But whoever comes will have to correct that. But for the other ASEAN, I think it will still remain cooperative as it is.
Sir, do you have message for the president?
Well, first of all, welcome to Bangkok. And I think there are so many things that I think the Philippine government can utilize and study from the Thai side and implement it in the Philippines. There are so many social projects that do well here, and I think will do well in the Philippines as well.
Thank you very much, Sir Jerry.
Thank you.
That's good.
Okay?